Section 1. Kruse's Awakening. Leptin Scam, GLP-1 Drugs and Centralized Medicine Flaws. Narrator, intense truth-seeking voice. Ever wonder why you're battling endless fatigue, weight gain, or mystery illnesses that docs can't fix? What if it's not just bad luck, but a calculated assault by Big Pharma's hidden leptin manipulations? Leptin is a hormone produced by adipose tissue that plays a crucial role in regulating body weight and energy balance. Darpa's twisted EMF mind games and a deep-state labyrinth stretching from MK Ultra's brainwashing experiments to the explosive secrets behind JFK's hit? Buckle up, because Dr. Jack Kruse, a badass neurosurgeon who got blacklisted for dropping truth bombs, rips the lid off quantum biology's core forces: light, water, and magnetism, the power plants of your body's real healing engine. I'll break down Robert Becker's game-changing finds on how bones regenerate using your inner electric currents, the cancer risks lurking in those humming power lines, how casinos and big tech weaponize blue light and EMFs to hook you like a junkie, the eerie high-altitude magnetosphere and ionosphere tweaks from massive antennas screwing with your heart and mood, and the tangled web linking royals, Israel, the mob, Epstein's blackmail empire, and even P. Diddy's scandals. We're dissecting it all, skipping the bull, in this pulse-pounding expose that'll have you questioning everything. Believe me, these are all entangled. There's a shit ton to unpack here, folks, so smash that like button, subscribe right now, and hit the notification bell to catch every drop of the follow-up episodes in this mini-series. Because this rabbit hole's so deep, it'll take multiple videos to scratch the surface and blow your freaking mind. This rabbit hole is a true labyrinth. Darpa's EMF experiments and deep-state ops from MK Ultra to JFK's assassination? Let's expose it all. From quantum biology via light-water magnetism, Becker's bone regeneration discoveries, power line cancers, casino addictions, magnetospheric and ionospheric manipulations, and how it all ties to royals, Israel, the mob, Epstein and P Diddy. We'll cover every key revelation from his explosive investigations, ignoring fluff, for a mind-blowing ride. Trust me, by the time this short series is finished, you will understand these connections. Kruse, a New York City-born neurosurgeon, awakens at 40 after tearing his meniscus while standing up. This biotech insider revealed how Big Pharma shelved leptin trials in '90s. Leptin is a protein hormone predominantly made by adipocytes, cells of adipose tissue. Its primary role is likely to regulate long-term energy balance. Instead, Big Pharma patented cold receptors, deliberately engineering obesity. The FDA preconditioned with GLP-1 agonists, saccharin, 1974, high-fructose corn syrup, 1977, sucralose, 1989, designed to fatten us, per censored 2010 TED Talk, pulled by Big Pharma and FBI pressure. Medicine's centralized model is more than wrong. The reality is, quantum mechanics and circadian biology rule. The real truth is, non-native EMF, nnEMF, from tech amplifies illnesses and damage. This is tied to indoor lifestyles, post-microwaves, cell phones, blue light screens, and modern lighting. Section 2. Quantum Biology and Health Protocols. Light, water, magnetism, mitochondriac living. To assist healing, morning sun resets our circadian rhythm, grounding, walk on the earth without footwear, clean spring water, advanced modern water filtration, and cold immersion. These activate mitochondria and brown fat for health. Health decentralization via quantum mechanics, light, water, magnetism, mitochondriac focus, light trumps food. Protocols. Morning sun resets the circadian suprachiasmatic nucleus. Grounding for natural magnetism balances. Pure filtered water avoids fluoride. Long-chain carbons and microplastics sabotage, and cold therapy to activates brown fat production. Optimize these to assist with disease reversal. Avoid blue screens, these disrupt dopamine and melatonin. Evidence. Kruse's work with buccal on jab issues and Dorsey's tech abuse recovery. Section 3. EMF Dangers exposed. Becker's discoveries, power lines, antennas, military ties. Picture this: Dr. Robert Becker, an orthopedic surgeon who passed in 2009, was twice nominated for the Nobel Prize but got straight-up cancelled by the military-industrial complex for spilling the beans on EMF Dangers. Kruse calls him his mentor, even sat down with him to discuss the risks of going against these big boys. During Becker's groundbreaking work from 1959 to 1967, he discovered that bones don't just heal, they regenerate using a DC electric current in our bodies. Red blood cells in the marrow dedifferentiate, turning into bone cells through semiconduction. Get this, proteins like collagen and apatite in bones act like semiconductors, even emitting light like tiny LED diodes. Yes, bones have apatite and emit light. This was revolutionary stuff in the 60s, showing our bodies run on bioelectricity. More proof that Tesla's electric universe model is correct, and Einstein was tied into a sophisticated early psyop, which I will cover in a separate mini-series. Anyway, I digress. Back to it. At this time, the military comes knocking in 1973. They hire Becker to check out the Sanguine antenna project in Wisconsin, a massive ELF radio setup to communicate with nuclear subs deep underwater. Becker's team finds it could screw with biology, from bird migration to human health, through electromagnetic near fields. He writes reports warning the Navy, but guess what? They're buried, never seeing the light of day. Becker doesn't stop there. Teaming up with biophysicist Andrew Marino, he dives into power lines, those 765 kilovolt towers carrying electricity across the grid. Their 1974 to 1976 studies prove these beasts alter Earth's magnetosphere up to 80,000 kilometers high, reaching out into space, messing with our planet's natural fields. The result? Cancer risks, oxidative stress. Don't forget there's more from nnEMF, non-native electromagnetic fields like wireless signals, blue light, and RF microwaves. They shared this bombshell evidence with the military, New York Governor Cuomo, and electric companies during power line debates. And, you guessed it, crickets. Everyone ignored it to push the tech boom. Frustrated as hell, Becker goes public on 60 Minutes in 1977, exposing nnEMF dangers to the world. Keep in mind, this is before microwaves or cell phones were everywhere, yet he predicted the health shitstorm from artificial fields, disrupting our natural bioelectricity. His message: these fields have real biologic effects. Now, the Darpa connection. Becker's regeneration physics, using electromagnetic forces and semiconduction, was allegedly swiped for shady mind control programs, building on Project MK Ultra. Fast forward to modern traps like casinos, where pulsing EMFs from slots and lights designed to amp up addiction by messing with dopamine, even triggering tinnitus or hyperacusis through ear melanin disruption. Some folks report feeling the fields like a pressure force in experiments. Up high, large antennas like HAARP heat the ionosphere, tweaking Schumann resonances, the Earth's natural heartbeat and pulse. Studies link these changes to spiked blood pressure, heart issues, and depression. As our bodies evolved, tuned to the planet's natural, universally harmonic vibes, power grids crank up a multitude of high-power engineered frequencies, creating an evolutionary mismatch. Our ancient biology can't handle the constant ELF, EMF, and high-voltage AC charge leakage, leading to diseases like cancer, inflammation, and many others. Becker warned Kruse, "Be careful taking on this complex, it's a beast." And the nnEMF source? Kruse extends Becker's legacy, saying our body's DC current comes from light via the photoelectric effect, but artificial fields fuck it all up. Section 4. Deep State Conspiracies. Project Paperclip, Operation MK Ultra, JFK, Royals, Israel, Modern Ops. Let's dive into the shadowy web of deep state operations that Kruse connects to health control. It starts with Project Paperclip in 1945, where the US secretly brought in Nazi scientists to steal quantum tech for military use. This paved the way for MK Ultra in the 1950s to 70s, the CIA's infamous program using drugs and EMF for mind control experiments. Now Kruse ties this to JFK's assassination. He points to Israel's Dimona nuclear reactor as a key motive. JFK pushed hard for inspections of Israel's nuclear facilities, creating massive tension. Allegedly, this led to a payoff involving the 1965 Apollo affair, where highly enriched uranium went missing from a Pennsylvania plant and was suspected to have been diverted to Israel's nuclear program. Kruse also links the mob, like New Orleans boss Carlos Marcello, who had grudges against the Kennedys for deportation attempts, and Jack Ruby, Oswald's killer, is claimed to have had Mossad connections in some theories, though that's heavily debated but not unbelievable. Oswald himself was a patsy, set up as the fall guy. Bobby Kennedy knew details through pilot David Ferry, a bizarre figure in anti-Castro plots, who died suspiciously before trial. At the heart of it all, General Leslie Groves, the Manhattan Project director, is seen as the origin of the deep state, pulling strings even after his official role, as Eisenhower warned in his farewell speech about the military-industrial complex. Fast forward to 9/11. Kruse mentions the Israeli art students, a group suspected of espionage, showing up suspiciously before the attacks, paving the way for the Patriot Act's surveillance state. In modern times, Jeffrey Epstein's operation is alleged to be a Mossad blackmail scheme, trapping elites. Now, P. Diddy faces similar sex trafficking charges, handled by the same prosecutors as Epstein's case, drawing eerie comparisons. Kruse connects this to Darpa stealing EMF tech from Becker's research for control, fueling centralized medicine's tyranny. He advised Nicole Shanahan and RFK Jr. on these ties. Shanahan, ex-wife of Google co-founder Sergey Brin, whose tech pushed blue light screens that amplify health harms. Even COVID jabs, Kruse says, had EMF amplified side effects, something El Salvador's President Bukele noticed early on with vaccine issues. Section 5. Revolution in Ties, Darpa, Silicon Valley, Global Health Battles. Now let's explore the revolutionary ties Kruse has forged in the fight against centralized control, starting with DARPA and the CIA's roots in Becker's groundbreaking work on EMF and regeneration. Kruse reveals how this tech was co-opted for mind control and health manipulation. A key example, Susan Wojcicki, the former YouTube CEO who died of turbo cancer, was tied to her mother Esther Wojcicki, known as the grandmother of Silicon Valley, whose family and connections influenced the tech giants pushing nnEMF-laden screens. Kruse's journey intersects with Nicole Shanahan, RFK Jr.'s VP pick and ex-wife of Google co-founder Sergey Brin. Initially, about a year and a half ago, around 2022, Kruse rejected Shanahan's $100 million offer to build a decentralized research facility with El Salvador's President Bukele. Why? He distrusted her due to her ties to Google and Brin, whom he blames for widespread blue light exposure that's fueling chronic diseases in younger generations. Kruse was brutal in his refusal, telling her directly that she and her ex-husband contributed to the problem through tech that amplifies nnEMF harms. But things evolved. By 2024, Kruse and Shanahan had befriended each other, collaborating on events like the Council of the Cancelled, where they discussed medical freedom alongside figures like Dr. Mary Bowden and Andrew Wakefield. Shanahan sought Kruse's advice in 2022 for her daughter's autism, and he influenced her views, helping convince her that factors like vaccinations and prolonged artificial light exposure played a role. They appeared together on Shanahan's podcast, Back to the People, diving into decentralized health and quantum biology. This shift allowed Kruse to advise Shanahan and RFK Jr. on deep state histories and health strategies. On a global scale, Kruse advised Bukele after El Salvador noticed severe jab side effects within months of rollout, issues Kruse attributes to EMF amplification. Meanwhile, Twitter's Jack Dorsey, a former patient, protected Kruse from cancellation during COVID, allowing his controversial posts to stay up. This all feeds into RFK Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again, MAHA, movement, where Kruse promotes decentralized quantum living to combat control. His protocols counter nnEMF, daily sun exposure for circadian reset, grounding to harness Earth's magnetism, and cold therapy to activate brown fat and regenerate tissues like Becker's bone discoveries. These simple hacks, Kruse argues, empower individuals to fight back against the engineered health crises. Kruse exposes from Leptin scams to Becker's EMF truths, deep state ops, all via quantum biology. Reclaim your health with light, water, magnetism. Free energy? Subscribe. Shoutouts: Kruse interviews, Becker's The Body Electric, Jacobson's Pentagon's Brain, 60 Minutes archives.